Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. I love the way we're always the crazy ones, right? We're just making clear, clean observations based on the facts and evidence ahead of us. But according to the Democrats, we're always crazy kooks, pushing right-wing conspiracy theories. Remember a couple weeks ago when we were covering how groups like the Indivisible Project and other Soros and Reid Hoffman-funded organizations were using funds to mobilize unemployed activists across the nation to disrupt Republican town halls and events and attack Tesla dealerships? They told us we were crazy, right? Hakeem Jeffries said, "You're crazy. We don't have to pay people to do stuff like that. We're the party of the grassroots. They do it themselves." They made the argument that we're the nutcases, and we're just inventing this because we can't handle the fact that Republicans and Donald Trump are so deeply unpopular and the country hates them and what they're doing. Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to make that argument when the data's telling us something entirely different, and when it seems so clear and so obvious. Sure, a couple Democrats protesting here and there, that's normal, that's expected, but the way it's happening, as organized and widespread as it is, it's just not possible. It's literally not possible. There has to be dollars behind this. People are busy and have things to do, and this level of widespread protest, especially when the country's headed in the right direction according to the polls, when the majority of the electorate support what's happening on a federal level, and also this level of protest in deep red districts, it just doesn't make sense. And it happened yet again, this time in Wyoming, as Liz Cheney's replacement, Harriet Hageman, was speaking during an event. Guess what happened? She got essentially protest off stage, another Republican town hall ambush in 75% red Wyoming. Make it frickin' make sense. What do you believe? Your eyes and common sense analysis and conclusion making? Or Hakeem Jeffries' idiocy? Give me a frickin' break. It's obvious this is orchestrated. I want to have that conversation, and I also want to show you some other interesting clips that I think are connected. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so here's the latest clip the Democrats are presenting as supposedly a massive win for them. Oh, these Republicans are so deeply unpopular is what's being presented here, and they're getting booed off stage.
Social Security. The work that I have specifically been doing, I am on the Judiciary Committee and the Natural Resources Committee.
I worked for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, helping Wyoming family farmers deal with drought until I was fired a month ago in the mass firings, and despite only having the highest marks in my performance review. In a state where so many farmers rely on government programs for drought and disaster relief, Trump's plans to cut these programs and the people who administer them, coupled with the tariffs, will decimate Wyoming farms and rural communities. What are you doing about that?
I disagree. What kind of programs are out there. It's so bizarre to me how obsessed you are with federal government. But here's the thing. You guys are going to have a heart attack if you don't calm down. I'm sorry. Your hysteria is just really over the top.
Come on, it's so obvious what's happening. Again, let's point out that Wyoming voted 75% for Donald Trump. This isn't just a red state, it's a ruby red state. And this kind of thing is happening? It just doesn't make sense. And I'd be willing to bet you that the majority of people protesting in that room probably aren't even from the district or the state to begin with. They were probably bussed in on a repurposed Harris Walls campaign bus. It's just so unbelievable. And again, it seems coordinated. The way it's happening in every single state, at every town hall nearly, and the fact that all these people are coming in with all these left-wing protest signs, and in this case, with a bunch of cowbells, there's something behind this. And don't just take it from me, again, because I don't want to peddle in unfounded conspiracy theories. No, take it from Chuck Schumer, Democrat Senate Minority Leader, who basically just admitted it.
We are mobilizing in New York. We have people going to the Republican districts and going after these Republicans who are voting for this and forcing them to either change their vote or face the consequences. This is a long, relentless fight that we fight every day. And I am confident that we will bring Trump's popularity, numbers, and strength down if we keep at it and keep at it and keep at it.
Oh, I thought we were crazy, right? I thought it was just organic grassroots activism and protest over the outrageous actions of Doge and the Trump administration. Give me a break. Chuck Schumer just says we're sending people to protest Republicans across the country. Yeah, no Sherlock. And honestly, he didn't even need to say it because we already know. We know, little Chucky boy. We can see it. It's so obvious what's happening. And like usual, what starts out as a Republican conspiracy theory just ends up being a proven conspiracy. And actually, speaking of another one, we might as well knock two birds with one stone in this video, or, let Chuck Schumer do it for us, because he actually made another very interesting admission. During the same news appearance, he also basically admitted that the Democrats stacked the judicial system with a bunch of partisan Democrat judges who are now working to block pretty much everything that Donald Trump does. Look at this.
There are those who believe that we are, in real time, living through an assault on the constitutional order. Do you believe that we are in a constitutional crisis right now?
Yes, our democracy is at risk because Donald Trump shows that he wishes to violate the laws in many, many different ways. The good news here is we did put 235 judges, progressive judges, judges not under the control of Trump last year on the bench, and they are ruling against Trump time after time after time. And we hope that the appellate courts, when it gets up there, and the Supreme Court will uphold those rulings. They restored the money to NIH. They required that 8,000 federal employees have to come back. We're in over 100 lawsuits against them, and we are having a good deal of success. It's only at the lower court level right now.
Now that right there is a stunning admission, and it fits perfectly with the point of this video. What starts off as a supposed right-wing conspiracy theory that's totally unfounded, we're just a bunch of tinfoil hat lunatics, ends up being the case after all. And again, I'm not pretending as if this is some shocking discovery. Ooh, wow, I never would have thought. I mean, come on, it's so obvious. Just look at the numbers here on screen. Again, appealing to that sign that one Democrat held up during Trump's first congressional address, this is not normal. Donald Trump's been hit with 15 federal injunctions in the first 2 months of his administration. Meanwhile, Joe Biden was hit with 14 throughout his 4 years. And I know Democrats are immediately going to say, well, that's because Donald Trump keeps defying the Constitution. But what a joke that is, because defying the Constitution is kind of the Democrats' whole shtick.
I believe that the Biden administration should ignore this ruling.
I mean, that's basically their whole shtick, right? The Constitution is a racist document that should be redrafted. They don't believe in the First Amendment, the Second Amendment. They openly defy the Constitution constantly. The Democrats are constantly pushing unconstitutional gun reforms, not to mention them attempting to forgive student loans, defy immigration laws. I mean, the list goes on and on. But yeah, it's always Donald Trump who's flying in the face of the law and the Constitution. It's utterly ridiculous, and the ratio is just unbelievable. I mean, what, by the end of his term, is he going to be hit with 300 federal injunctions? It's insane, and it's obvious what the Democrats are doing, and Chuck Schumer admitted it. They stack the courts with a bunch of George Soros-funded, activist-minded Democrats who are not impartial judges. They're very partial to Democrat activist causes, and they're simply doing the bidding of the DNC. In other words, the Democrats are doing exactly what we've been saying, even though they deny it and claim that we're pushing conspiracy theories. They're not conspiracy theories. They're obvious conclusions based on perception, based on reality, just like how the Democrats supported open borders for as long as they did because they thought it benefited them and they wanted to give amnesty to the masses of illegals that they allowed to come into the country. It's just obvious. Connect the two frickin' dots and come to the most obvious conclusion. And today, thanks to Chuck Schumer, 2 more supposed Republican narratives, Republican conspiracy theories, have been yet again proven to just be not Republican conspiracy theories, but rather Democrat conspiracies. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.